The sexual revolution. You noticed that was the first topic that Theo was talking about. The sexual revolution. The sexual revolution. Why is that so important to us as women? It's very important. You want to know or see an example of the sexual revolution in 2010? It's real easy. Just turn on BET. Turn on MTV. What images do you see of women? Are they productive? Or are they subliminal messages of how we as women can serve men sexually, either with what we say or with our bodies? And why is that so important to talk about the sexual revolution? Because that's where it began. The sexual revolution created a mainstream for America to know about the woman, not just the black woman or the Latina, the woman. So anytime someone from another country wants to know about American women, turn on the TV. What an easy way to learn what type of woman exists in America. And the reason why Theodis and I are talking about the 5 relationship thing is because we want women, and more importantly men, to know that there are more types of relationships than just sexual. Sexual is just one part of it. But there are many, many different types of feelings that 2 people, meaning man and woman, can share with one another. Theodis briefly gave you 5 relationships, and I'll go over them very quickly. One is called friendship. Does anyone in this room realize that you can have a friendship with another male besides your brother, your uncle, your cousin? Those exist. That relationship has a certain feeling that's very, very different from a marriage. I think women know, because if you notice, every woman in here is just, The second type of relationship is sweetheart. And what is a sweetheart? Oh, well, that's that dude that you meet, that man you meet that just make you feel so good when you meet him. Telling you everything you want to hear, taking you to those levels emotionally that only men have the power to know that they can bring us to. Sweetheart. It's that in-love feeling. Oh, think about him every day. Just gotta be with him. Then, the third type of relationship is platonic love. Now, you wonder what platonic love means in a relationship between a man and a woman? Well, I'm going to tell you what that feels like. That's that relationship with that man or guy that you have been interested in. You know you can do things together. You can accomplish certain goals together. And you two are like-minded. You find that if you talk about, hey babe, you know, I'm interested in 2015. I think I'm about getting that college education like I've always been talking about to my mama. And he's the type, you know what, baby? I got your back. Whatever you want to do, I'm here for you. Then you have the fiance. Well, that's a little different because, see, that feels like love. But the relationship is a little different. Not only will you be able to share goals together, and you got that in-love feeling, but something just quite doesn't add up right with that person. Either they have just that certain quality that just doesn't click all the way. But you're feeling good with him, he's feeling good with you. Then you have the 5th type of relationship called marriage. Marriage is a whole nother level. That means you feeling all that other stuff in the beginning. Well, I'm going to be with him all the time, and I'm in love, and I just want to be with him and share goals and dreams together. But do you know that that relationship takes some work? Did you know that it's so much more about being together and creating a vision for that relationship? That relationship is not just about producing babies. It's about what can we do together, this union, to be stronger and somehow lead other people through what we have together. So if you notice, guys, ladies and gentlemen, all 5 of those relationships are quite different from one another. And the reason why Theodis and I today decided to talk about this, because I, as a woman myself, was not taught about these different levels, but I felt it. How? I've had experiences just like you. I've met people, I've dated, I've had a sexual relationship, but I found that I just couldn't figure out why that guy in the sexual relationship never worked. I couldn't figure out why when I was in love with the other guy, it never worked. It felt good. I wanted to be with him all the time. Why didn't it work? Or how about that relationship where I almost got married, which I did, and there's just something wasn't quite right about this guy. It just didn't feel right in my belly about him. Something just wasn't compatible. Either it was in the mind, either it was my spirit, or maybe just emotionally, we were just 2 different type of people altogether. I like to read books, he liked to go out and party. I'm going to tell you very briefly about a relationship that I had that's very dear to me because it touched very briefly on the sweetheart. We both were in love, and I loved this guy. We got along, our communication was strong, sexual compatibility was there, even mentality, we were 2 of the same kind. Something still didn't feel right. After all of that, I still didn't feel like I can go to the next level with this guy. And I began to start thinking, what is it? What is it? What's going on? What is it about? Is it me or is it him? And then I started thinking about when we dated. Little things would come up in that first date. I'll give you a perfect example. I was sitting down, and I'm a type of aggressive person. I have to admit that I'm one of those feelings. If I like you, I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to introduce myself. But I noticed something about him just seemed a little bit not there. He was very, very possessive. And I also noticed that he would pop up all the time. I don't like that. And I started thinking, I might got a little stalk on my hand here. But everything felt good. Everything seemed right. But you know where I can trace back my steps? To the first date. Why? I'll give you an example, how I saw something on the first date. I noticed that I'm a friendly person. When I'm around everyone, I'm happy-go-lucky with men and women. Hey, baby, how you doing? Well, I don't see you. But I noticed that when I gave one of my male friends just a little bit too much attention, I noticed that he ran over and made sure she's with me. Subtle, very subtle, but it was there. And I noticed it. I'm probably one of the few people that noticed it on a first date. Because what I've been through and I've experienced, I know that most of what you need to know, you may not know everything, but most of what you need to know, you can usually find it on the first date. Are you listening? Are you paying attention to those details? The reason why, I want to give you guys an example of what we mean in terms of the feelings. Because we keep talking about the feelings up here. What does that mean, feelings? Feelings, okay, I got feelings, you got feelings. What does that mean? Well, let me give you an example. When you look at this woman, Marilyn Monroe, you guys are taking her in? Look at this woman. Do you feel different when you see those 2 pictures? Do you? Yeah. What's so different? What do you feel is different between the Marilyn Monroe versus the Jackie Onassis? Can one person tell me, what do you feel differently? And be as frank as you need to be.
I feel shame about Marilyn.
You feel shame from Marilyn. Can someone else give me another adjective? Yeah.
I feel this lady is more, she's more sophisticated, she's secure with herself,
Awesome.
She's serious about life, and she's respected. The other one, she's, what is this thing called superficial, like superficial. She's trying to be what she's not, and needing attention. It is not natural. So that is the difference. So this one I want to be my friend.
Okay? I like the fact that this is the one that this lady says she would want as a friend. Let's go deeper. Get this female.
She can't come to my house. To get deeper.
Okay? What about her?
Very classy.
Do you feel the difference between the two pictures?
Yes.
Then we've done our job here.